Hello everyone, it's your boy Natsuki here, back at it again with another new spankin' hot what if video. As of right now, here we are. As where we last left off. Well, this is part 2 of what if Deku was a immortal Power Ranger. Now, y'all are probably wondering, so let me get this straight. You made Deku related to one of the main villains of a of like one of the end villains of a Power Rangers series? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And you know why? Because it's my what if and you can't do crap about it. Also, as I've been saying a lot on YouTube and Wattpad, incest is wincest. So, the ship for this video and for this series decided by none other than you. And of course, me. Is, well, I'm not gonna spoil it. I've already given too many spoilers. But one warning, they will be yandere. I'm sorry, I've been watching a whole bunch of Jeff the Whatifer videos, and he's the one who kind of got me on a roll to this stuff. So, if you want to blame someone for the yanderes, blame Jeff. But anyways, without any question, in the comments below, I want you to tell me who is your favorite Power Ranger and your favorite Power Ranger villain from any series, any team, any show, any movie even. Okay? Good. Now, let us begin our story. And continue our story. As we do a 1 month time skip, as we see Deku with his kitsune tails and ears and of course slit eyes, and claws just standing there in the woods. I'm in this giant temple, which he has now furnished into a type of modern home style, as he now lives there, guided by the voice of Madame Odious, the mysterious figure and the mysterious voice that he's heard for a very long time, that he's now discovered is somewhat relate his mom. As we go to Deku, who is in the main dojo training with katanas, and with a katana, a staff, and ninja stars. He's training with the staff with his hands, but as for the katana and ninja stars, he's training to grab them and use them with his tails. As Deku would begin rushing at some wooden clockwork puppets or dummies that he would have put together, as they are security guards of this place, but also like training dummies for Deku. As there is 30 in total rushing at Deku, as he, with ease, defeats them all by hitting them at their pressure points, as he put 7 almost unnoticeable, almost invisible, extremely tiny pressure points on each of the dummies. If hit, the pressure point will cause the dummy to fall, to basically go limp into a sort of standing but limp position. Like where half your body is leaning over and your arms are drooping down and so is your head, but your lower half is standing tall and still. Kind of like that. As the voice, also known as Madame Odious, then talks to Deku within his head, as they say, "Good. You're learning quite well. I guarantee if I knew you back then, or at least had you within my army, or as one of the bounty hunters, you would have easily been able to defeat each of the Power Rangers that ended my life." As Deku would then say, "Oh, yeah, you didn't exactly tell me. What was all that with the Power Rangers?" There's a great one. As she would then say, "I guess it's time. As she would then say, many years ago, in another place, there was, many years ago in another dimension, long before I had any sort of comparable power, actually powerful abilities, that were able to, actually put fear into the hearts of humans and others. I was I guess you could say, a second in rank, alongside I'd a more faithful servant to my old master, Ripcon. I tricked my master into thinking that Ripcon was a traitor, when in reality I was the traitor. My master was a cruel champion of this TV show called Galaxy Warriors. He wanted the power of he wanted the power of a legendary artifact called the Super Nexus Star, which was found within a mysterious artifact called the Nexus Prism. Madame Odious would begin talking to Deku about how each day was on the ship and how everything was originally. As he would then say, "Whoa, so wait a minute. You're telling me after all that, just because you had power that was almost equal to what their powers were originally made from, they decided to combine their powers, they easily beat you, even though you were indeed a force to be reckoned with? And you didn't even get to grow? Like, what kind of cheap knockoff of finishing end was that? You should have had way better. You should have been able to beat those losers," said Deku, with the utmost pride and honesty in his voice. As she would then say, "Yeah, but after that, I found myself reborn within my old body, but in a new dimension. Don't know. Of course, I do not know why. However, it seemed like I'd gained some form of immortality. I didn't die after being, killed. I came back every 100 years. And if I wasn't killed, I would still live. I was immune to age, but not harm, but I was also immune to death. As Deku would then say, "Wow, odious, that is extremely powerful ability." I should then say, "Indeed it is. Indeed it is." As Deku would then say, "So, question. Were there any other ranger teams? I mean, I know of the samurai and the ninjas, but was there any others?" As she would then say, "Oh, there were too many to count. Like 40 different ranger teams all across existence. I can't even count how many. However, if you would like to hear a story, then allow me to tell you one. Many years ago, there was humans on a Earth that was not exactly like any other. Instead of the Power Rangers being out and known, they were more such a force of the shadows. Power Rangers weren't even thought of to be something, as they were called spirit animal masters. Each had a skill, each had a legendary form, and each had a legendary skill of the animal spirit. Of course, with legendary warriors, there must also be a legendary villain. And that there was. There was a powerful evil, one who commanded an army led by many powerful golden generals. His army was called the Rin-Shi. His name was Dai-Shi. He was a legendary shapeshifter. Well, I don't know if you could say shapeshifter, but he had the legendary ability to possess bodies. His true form, however, was rumored to be one with many golden dragon heads. Golden dragon heads on his arms, legs, shoulders, chest, neck. He had many wonderful abilities. However, he was destroyed by one of his very own hosts, and by his very last host. However, the reason why I tell you of this story is because I've come determined to teach you the skills of the legendary animal masters, and combining the symbol power and spirit animal an energy, you will create an entirely new form, one that not even gods will fight and will not shake in fear of. You will be feared, glorious, and adored. You will have the power to rule the universe, and maybe the multiverse, the omniverse even. As Madame Odious would then say, however, tomorrow is a big day. After all, you still have 9 months until that entrance exam, right? As he then said, "Yes, Mom." As she then said, "Good. Very good indeed. Now, I want you to begin training on your mental and spiritual states. The more in tune you are with your spirit, the more powerful it will be. as she then said, also, along with my body being reanimated into this world many years ago, were some of my treasures I'd taken. One was an entirely clear pair of glasses, or, as they are much more commonly known as the beast, the jungle fairy morpher. However, since it is clear, that means if you were to touch it, or if anyone who was in balance with their spirit animal were to touch it, it would immediately turn to the color of their spirit animal. And then they would be able to morph into a jungle fairy ranger, she said with pride. As we skip another 8 months, as we see Deku, who is now spawning and who has now, due to his mother's instructions, is now hold on. Sorry about that. As we see Deku, who due to his mother's wiseness and ingenuity, has learned how to create basher bots. As he has created an army and is pretty much using them as training dummies, and enhancing them with his own data. As when the battle is over, he then says, one more month. Just one more month until I'm able to become the strongest hero. Hold on. Sorry about that. As well, we go to Deku, who has just finished, as I said, making basher bots of his own kind. Out of his own time. As he then says, alright, so let's see my agenda. I made some basher bots, which took a total of 3 weeks, if I followed Mom's instructions correctly. Then 2 months took me, and then it took me 2 months to upload this much data into them. And then the rest of the time I was meditating and improving on my spiritual and mental focus. Yeah. 1 more month. And then it should be 15th birthday plus the end of my training. As Deku would then smile. However, he had forgotten one important thing. And because of this, his mom was not talking to him as often. In fact, after this day, she would not talk to him for an entire month. At the end of the training, Deku would have been there. At the last day of the 10th month, we see Deku, who is currently training his muscles. Breathe in and out. As he then says, alright, now put these on. As he would then put on a pair of crystal clear, non-colored glasses on, as the shades would then turn a gold color with black lenses. As suddenly he would then say, Alright, so gold. As he then pull out another thing that his mom had gifted him, a morpher. Another important thing, which was in the form of a wristband. As he would then say, Gold Fox, Jungle Fairy Ranger. As suddenly a golden glow would surround Deku, as what appeared to be a 3D outline of a golden kitsune would begin swirling around Deku. As it would then go right into him, as suddenly his entire body would then glow gold. As suddenly amazing the crap out of everyone, and out of Deku, a gold and black fox outfit would surround him entirely, as he then say, "Oh, I did it! Finally! I have unlocked the power of the Jungle Fairy Ranger!" As he then say, "I can't wait to tell Mom." I wonder what she'll say. She hasn't exactly been talkative this whole month. As unbeknownst to Deku, his mom was going under a transference. She was in a cocoon-like state, which was the reason why he could not talk. As we go to Deku, who is walking, who is a week later awaiting his birth at the temple, as it is his birthday. All the Basher bots are there, and even some of Deku's disciples are there as well. What do I mean by disciples? Well, Deku's mom knew that I had thought that his spirit would have been gold. And of course, matching his spirit, she wanted him to have his own golden generals. So, Deku went around to find 6 young children. Each was 4, but had not unlocked their quirk yet. As Deku would be walking about and would find these 12 children separately, he would bring them to his temple and would begin training them, as he would then call them the 12 true heroes, or the 12 guardians of peace. As altogether, Deku would call him and his students or disciples the 13 heralds of Odious. As it is Deku's birthday, he and the 12 are, along with some Basherbots, are there in this area, as each one is smiling at one another happily. And then there's a knock on the door, as Deku would open the door and would see a fairly tall, green-haired woman in a gold, black, and white outfit. As he would then say, hello, miss? Excuse me? Why have you come to this residence? Actually, I thought no one knew that this place existed other than me and my disciples. I should then say, Izuku, it's me. Izuku, it's me. As he'd then say, wait, Mom? As she would then say, yup. As he then say, wow, don't look like anything you said you did in the story, she told me. As she would then say, oh, this is a form. Think of it as a precaution. As she would then say, behold, my true form. As she would then walk inside the temple and close all the doors and all the blinds and would say, sorry, can't really have any interlopers sneaking up on us, can we? Or spying, can we? As she would then say, now, behold. As she would begin spinning around as a gold and red and black, along with green, white, and silver, aura would begin surrounding her. As she would then turn into, well, hold on, this form. As she would then say, holy cow, Mom. As she would then say, I know, right? But this isn't even my full power. This is the form. This is my original form. But not my final form. As she would then say, so, it appears that you have you have 12 disciples of your own. Already a master, huh? As she then said, well, then, tell me, how far have you gotten with your White Ranger mode, and with your White Ranger symbol power? As Deku would then say, I've gone all the way up to, well, I guess my last form. At first, it's normal, then looking like a pirate. Then I have some extra armor, then some white and gold armor. I should then say, really? Please, show me. I should then say, alright. I should then say, White Samurai Ranger. As he would then begin, and making a symbol in thin air, as his 12 disciples would look confused as how the symbol was even standing within the air. As he would then tap it with the morpher, as boom, his outfit would appear. And he'd then say, that's not all. As he would then pull out a white and black ring-shaped disc, and would then spin it. As suddenly a white and gold what appeared to be a pirate outfit would appear around him. Tailcoat and everything. And even a flintlock. As she'd say, oh, is that all? As he'd then say, not quite. As he'd then say, master, I have mastered mode. As he'd then turn into this form. As he would then say, and finally, Grand Samurai. As Deku would then say, impressive, right? As his mom would then say, very impressive. Do you have a Zord yet? As he'd then say, oh, crap! I've gone through so much training and everything that I forgot the most important thing. A Zord! As his mom would then summon what appeared to be a wooden mallet and would say, and would bonk him on the head. As he'd say, ow, what was that for? As she'd then say, for being an unreasonable idiot. At least tell me that you've activated at least some power of the spirit animal. As he then said, oh, You mean this? As he then demorphed back into his normal form, as he would then say, behold, as he then and would put on a bracelet-like thing, and would put on a pair of golden shades. As he then say, Gold Fox Jungle Fairy Ranger. I'm Golden Fox Jungle Fairy Ranger. As he would then turn into a gold and black fox ranger. As his mother would then say, ooh, so you were able to turn into a ranger, huh? Very nice, she would say, as she would then smile. As she would then say, you've almost got it down to a science. But now, you require the final phase of training. But now, you only require the final phase of your power. Which, of course, you require, as she would then, and would grab her hammer, her mallet, as she would then, and her gavel, as she'd begin, and hitting Deku on the head, as she'd then say, the last thing you require is a sword, you dumb baka. As he'd then say, sorry, mother. Looks like I've gotten so wrapped up that I forgot. I should probably have a Zord or two. As she'd then say, that's right. You need 2 Zords, you idiot baka. As she'd begin hitting him on the head even more, as he'd then say, please, Mom, stop. As she'd then say, fine. However, you need a Golden Fox Zord and a unknown white sword and white Zord. Now, time is of the essence, and time is ticking, and time's a ticking. Now, go! As she would then say. As she would then look at Deku's achievements as all of the homemade Basher bots, along with his 12 students, I should then say, so, you're the 12 students my son is training? As they would all nod at her, I should then say, well, you appear to at least not be weak. As she would then say, now, how I should probably train you on how to use magic in your attacks, huh? Maybe some dark magic? As they would all nod at her. I should then say, very well, behold. As she would then say, behold, my blade. As she would then spawn her gavel in hand. As it would then begin glowing, as the gavel would then turn into a sword. As from the top of the gavel, the spade-like piece would go high up, appearing to be a golden blade. As she would then say, behold, my blade. Now, as she would then pointed outside, as she would then say, behold, true power. As suddenly a red, black and purple beam would be shot out of it, as it would then annihilate an entire row of 100 trees. As she would then say, that is true power. When you can at least get to 1/10 of that, I will begin training you, she said, as she would then walk away. And as she would then teleport away. as we go to Deku, who is, right now, in his normal form walking outside. As he's in the city, as he then hears someone screaming as he then hears people screaming and sees fire. As he then says, huh? As he would then rush out to see Bakugo. Yes, I am making the Sludge villain attack happen after the 10 months. Okay? As a villain would have captured Bakugo, as it was made entirely of sludge. As Deku would then say, huh? Well, huh? Is that Bakugo? As he would then clench his teeth together, as he would then think, even though I hate you more than anything, Bakugo, it's a part of my duty to save everyone. That includes the people I hate the most. As he would then rush over to the villain, as he would then say, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size, you big ball of mucus? As the villain would then look at Deku and then say, what? What you say to me, kid? You little brat? As it would then try to attack Deku. As he'd then say, ha, I don't think so. As Deku would then begin and making symbols with his morpher. As he'd then begin hitting them towards the sludge film. As they would then turn into what appeared to be spiked walls of white energy that were being knocked at the villain. As he'd then say, ha! As the sludge film would then say, ha! Physical attacks can't hurt me. You fool, I'm made of sludge. As Deku would then say, huh? Sludge, eh? Well then, thank you. Thank you for the... thank you for the hint. As Deku would then say... As Deku would then say... White Samurai Power Ranger. White Power Ranger Samurai. Sorry. White Samurai Power Ranger. Chaos Blast. And Chaos Bolt, as he'd begin. As he would then write a symbol of chaos but white in the sky. As he would then click a button on his morpher and would send it towards the sludge film, as would then turn into a bolt of white and black lightning. As the white was lightning, but the black was Amaterasu flames. As the villain would then be disintegrated, as he'd then say, no need to thank me, Bakugo. Oh, Katsuki. And no need to thank me, Katsuki Bakugo. I've done it. Even though I didn't want to save you. It is a hero's true job to save all. Even those they hate. As he would then say, hey, Izuku out. As he would then say, White Ranger out. As he would then, as suddenly a silver and white glow would surround Deku, as he would then be teleported away. As we go to the heroes, most importantly All Might, who were watching this amazing event unfold. As they would then say, what? Wait, that was the quirkless kid who looks like a fox. But how? How'd that even work? That clearly was something. If not a quirk, then what? Huh? As suddenly, All Might would then say, huh? That kid surely is something special, huh? He even said out loud and proudly that he hated that boy a lot. But still, he then said true heroes must save all, even the ones they hate. Does that mean if All for One was in trouble, I should save him instead of killing him? There will be time to think about that stuff later. As All Might then said, Next, I have to go to Nezu. As there was a little girl who was in the crowd. Alongside her was a man in a strange purple, green, and red and yellow outfit. The man had a red and yellow crow mask on, as he'd then say, huh, what a strange thing, what a strange coincidence. That boy appeared to have no quirk. That boy, I've seen it, he didn't have a quirk. But whatever he used, it must have come from that device he was holding. Either that, or it's some sort of technique. If that's the case, then... as he would then begin chuckling to himself. As a second girl in the crowd would then say, wow. And as a second girl in the crowd would stay silent, as she would then walk into a dark alley, as suddenly her body would then begin glowing gold, white, and green, and red, along with some black and silver. As the little girl would then morph into Madame Odious, and she would then say, oh, Izukan has grown very powerful. Well, of course, he came from my own blood, so it is only natural that he is powerful. After all, I created him for a reason. Not to use him, but to have him. Yes, he will indeed make a very good mate. I should then smile and would begin cackling out within the hallway and within the alleyway. As we go to All Might, who has just arrived at UA, as he then walks up to Principal Nezu's office, as Nezu then says, come in. As he walks in, as Nezu then says, All Might, what can I do to help you today? As All Might would then say, there's a kid out there. A kid with some sort of ability. It's not a quirk. It's the kid who looks like a fox. The one who's quirkless. As he would then say, yes, I'm quite familiar with this rare phenomenon of a child. But what do you mean he has a power that isn't a quirk? Please, go on, elaborate. As he would then say, he used some sort of strange device. Or it looked like some sort of bamboo and sandalwood made container. Either way, he drew a symbol, a Chinese one, meaning Nezu would then say, before you continue, All Might, could you please write what this symbol looked like, at least to the best of your ability? As All Might would then write a symbol that looked like this. As he would then say, as Nezu would then say, that is the Chinese symbol for chaos. Okay, please go on. As he would then say, it was white and in thin air. As he then said something and began blasting attacks at a villain, and ultimately obliterated him with some sort of white lightning and black flame attack. As Nezu, now intrigued, would then say, really? Tell me, what were the words he said? As he said, as All Might would then say, the boy said, White Samurai Power Ranger. As Samurai White Ranger. Or White Samurai Ranger. And then he morphed with this outfit on, and it looked quite cool, I'm not gonna lie. As he then did these attacks and annihilated the villain. As Nezu would then say, impossible, but also remarkable. As he'd then say, All Might, allow me to explain what that boy just did. Many years ago, there were rumors of people who could use powers that were quirkless. They were called the Power Rangers. They fought from the shadows to protect the innocent, using legendary techniques called symbol powers. The White Power Ranger was the original creator. If that boy had truly found the legendary symbol power morpher of white, meaning the Ranger of Chaos, then it is no doubt that the boy definitely is powerful and a force to be reckoned with. As he then say, All Might, I now give you the important mission to try to find this boy, or at least allow me to talk and find a way for me to talk to him. I need to ask this boy if there were any other morphers. As, well, we could learn how to create copies or how symbol power is used. And then hundreds, maybe thousands, or possibly even all of the quirkless population would be able to use this power. As a camera would be listening and from a corner. It's a secret, extremely tiny, almost atom-sized camera. As we go to a unknown location, as a person then says, and as we see a tall woman in a black suit with long white hair and red eyes, as she then smiles and says, so, this boy appears, so, if what they're saying is true, then, with that power this boy wields, he is truly a force to be reckoned with, and I definitely will want to meet with him. After all, he was able to annihilate a villain who couldn't be harmed with physical attacks with ease. And a legendary Power Ranger at that. And looking like a fox. If legends are to be true, then that would mean that he is related to the legendary spirit of and legendary incarnation of evil, which was defeated by the first White Ranger himself. The incarnation of evil, Empress Odious. Madam and Empress Madam Odious. Meaning that that boy is extremely powerful. And, well, having green hair, along with being a fox, he probably looks absolutely adorable. As the woman would then say, it's settled. Get me an appointment with this boy as soon as possible. You got that? As someone would have been watching this whole conference and this whole fiasco from a window. Of the League of Villains base, as they would then say, so, this woman dare try to steal Izukan? Well, I don't want her to meet my son, to meet Izuku. I don't want her to I don't want him to even know she exists. No matter if I tell him to kill this All For One, he'll have to. After all, it's for his own good. And as the old saying goes, Mother knows best. Alright, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Sorry to leave y'all off on a cliffhanger, but I hope y'all enjoyed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye and, skadoosh.